Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
You need to learn how to laugh at yourself. Maybe we'll call this one instead, stop taking yourself so seriously. Or we're going to maybe be a little bit more gentle, please don't take yourself so seriously. No, maybe it'll just be a stop. Stop taking yourself so seriously. Why am I talking about this today? Well, I am now driving back to my son's school for the second time today because I get to school and there's no backpack for my youngest Kai. And I'm like, shit, where is it? I have a really well-oiled routine machine at this point where backpacks at the door. Once we're kind of getting closer, an hour or so before school, it's I put their lunches in. They're already prepped in the fridge from the night before usually. I've got their clothes out, their boots or their shoes out, and then I just, as the boys are coming out with me or one's ahead of me, I grab their bags and we go to the car, right? And lo and behold to me, apparently I didn't grab the second one. However, just when I went home, I'm it was behind the door. I'm somebody put that bag behind the door. That's not that. But I also did notice on the drive, just one backpack sitting in the front seat here next to me. So, my choices could have been this, right? And I don't have a lot of extra time this morning at all. My plan was I always hit Starbucks on the way home. I get a lovely chai and then to go home to prepare for training that I'm doing, part of the weekly training for the 21-day challenge, much more 21-day challenge. And I'm okay, so I'm going to have not the same preparation time as I wanted to, but you know what? It is what it is. I literally open the door, I look at the one bag, I look on the back seat, I'm looking around where's Kai's pink and purple and blue unicorn backpack? What? Almost just perplexed, did something did it fly out the window? Did it? And then, I'm oh shit. Sometimes swear words kind of drop a little bit from the kids. I'm not a real biggie. Again, give myself grace about that too. And I'm all right, guys. Well, we got to scoot to class. Kai, let's get you in. Talk to his teacher. I'm I'll be back in about 25 minutes with this backpack. No problem. Probably be out. They do a walk right before they start into their day. And it is what it is, right? But how many times do we kind of we take ourselves so seriously, right? Where it's just we can take something as simple as I screwed up, right? I forgot something. Or and we go, oh, great. Now that's going to mess up my entire day, it's a little thing and it becomes a big thing. Or maybe it actually is a big thing and we still need to lighten up about it, Let me share with you another really funny story. Tyson keeps bringing this up. If he ever sees me that I'm, maybe a little upset or I'm having an off day, I'm just not feeling that great or whatever. And he goes, Mommy, do you remember when? And I know exactly what he's going to say. And I just sit there and I listen we're hearing it for the first time again, right? Because it was funny. So here's what the story is. Tyson, when he had his summer camps this previous summer, he's wearing shorts, right? He's got underwear underneath. He wears those little boxer briefs. And, usually when he's home, he's just in underwear. I mean, right now it's a little bit, cooler, but, it's usually he's wearing clothes, but it's underwear. He'll sit with a blanket in his underwear, he's good to go. Both my boys are that way, except Kai usually is completely naked. So he comes out, I go to pick him up at camp on this particular day, and they ended up finishing at the pool at the local community center. So I'm there outside the change room with the other parents waiting to pick him up. He comes into the change room and he's in his underwear. Now, he doesn't think he's in his underwear. He thinks that he's wearing shorts. But because the boxer briefs, right, it's probably it's a warmer day and he's, changing from the pool and stuff, he literally didn't put his shorts on by accident. And so he comes out, I can see him, he comes out the door. And I look at him and I go, dude, where's your shorts? And he's oh, and he kind of laughs and he goes back in, right? And then, so we talk about this. So a couple of things with this. Number one, it was funny, right? Number 2, I said to Tyson, and I really wanted to cement this lesson into him, right? For him to see this, I go, you know what was the coolest part about that, buddy? I go, yeah, it was like funny, right? But I go, the coolest part was like, you didn't take yourself seriously. So what I mean by that bit, buddy, is like, you know, a lot of kids would come out and they'd be embarrassed, or they'd go, oh my God, what would people think? And you just laughed at yourself, and it was funny, and it didn't matter. And I said, Tyson, you remember that moment, because the more you can laugh at yourself when things like that happen, the happier your life will be. Like, you know, the less hard these moments will be when they come up. And, you know, it all comes down to like, how can I lighten the load of my life? That's gonna actually be your more tip. Let's do that right now. More tip. Journal this. How can I lighten the load of my life? I know you might have some heavy shit going on. Me too. I know you're maybe wondering, you know, how things are going to work out, or like, you know, you're concerned about stuff. I hear you. I hear you, boo. Me too. Me too. We're all going through lots of stuff in our life, right? It is life. If you think that life is about like everything just kind of being on autopilot, and everything's kind of what I used to refer to in the podcast as vanilla, like there's no ups, there's no downs, it just kind of is. Get up, deal with kids, go to work, come home, do dinner, maybe hit the gym, you watch TV, you connect with your husband, you go to bed, and then rinse and repeat for the next day, right? Like that is not life. Life is not designed to be that, just so you know. And that ain't safe either, you know, with you playing so small in life and not taking risks and resisting when the challenges come up, saying, well, why is this happening to me? Because it is. And as painful as it is, and as sad as it is, or as, you know, challenging in whatever way that is for you, frustrating, overwhelmed, like whatever that is for you, there's something in this. You are being pushed to grow. And it's kind of like, I know you don't want to. You're like, but I get it. But I'm tired, Karen. Like, I know. Been there. Like, yes, I hear all of that. But even amidst the challenges, even amidst the painful things, or the sad things, or the difficult things that are going on in life, you can lighten the load then too. You can turn on a song and just like dance for a couple minutes, right? You can choose to not take yourself so fucking seriously. Because life is hard enough sometimes. It is. That's not doom and gloom. That just is. It's not like, you know, when you're going through difficult times, it's not like, oh man, this is awesome. Growth is coming. Can't wait, right? No, you're like, this sucks. This fucking hurts. This is painful. Why me? Like, fuck this. I don't want this. There's be all those things until you come to the point of, you know, acceptance, until you kind of start to see what you need to see. And sometimes you'll never see what the reason, if you will, or the meaning that was behind that experience, that difficult time in your life. And then maybe you get to the point where you just trust, maybe you just kind of let go. And you surrender to whatever is happening in that moment. So regardless where you are in that difficult process in your life right now, again, journal this as like, what do I need to do to lighten up the load of my life right now? And I'll tell you what, if you have children, man, they are some of the best little teachers to lead us on how to do this, aren't they? Right? They can be fun. Like, again, listen, you know, look what my big boy Tyson did. If he sees me kind of being like, I'm a little bit down, or I'm a little bit off, or I'm upset in some way, what is he trying to do? He's trying to lighten things up. He's trying to kind of like break the ice, right? And just be like, let's just laugh, mommy, right? I guess Kai will do this too. So in my vehicle, it's actually my previous vehicle, but I have a sunroof in this vehicle too, but in the sunroof of the car, I swear like birds just, you know, they see my vehicle and they go, ooh, target practice. Let me just shit all over that car. And so the sunroof, because the boy is sitting in the back seat, the sunroof kind of like goes back in this vehicle, same with my last one. And so it's just like lots of real estate for the birds to crap on. And so Guy likes to bring up that story of how mommy will just like have gotten the car washed, And literally the next day, the same day, we look up. Now, some of it is bird crap. Some of it is like these big trees where we live, and it's an older neighborhood, and it's kind of just stuff that drops from the trees. And it kind of looks a bit like bird poop, but it's just, I don't know. It does. It looks a bit like bird poop. But that'll be Kai. Kai will bring up the story for me. Mommy, remember we were driving in the car and we looked up and we saw the bird poop? Wasn't that funny? Mommy, so, our children are gifts for many reasons. They're also really a lot of challenges as well, too. But if you can tap into that energy and that spirit of your children or your friends' kids or, I don't know, your nieces and nephews, if you're not a mother or a father, do that, because we can get so goddamn serious. And perhaps you'll hear this today. Perhaps this is going to really piss you off because you're like, but you don't understand, but I'm going to I know. Like when Tyson's come to me too with the whole underwear story, right? And he's like, Mommy, remember when? I'm like, I don't want to hit, I know what you're doing, Tyson, and Mommy, thank you, but I'm mad. Sometimes we're just so stubborn in that emotion that we're in that we just want to stay in it, right? Or maybe we need to stay in it. Don't necessarily feel like. This doesn't mean, by the way, let me just sidebar this and we'll finish up this episode. This doesn't mean that you don't feel the feelings that you're feeling. You gotta feel the feelings that you're feeling. Do not allow yourself to pop out of the moment of uncomfortableness. However, you don't need to stay in that place forever. You don't. And so just lighten the load and stop taking yourself so seriously today, sister, with love. So, a couple things finishing up. Number one, I mentioned the 21-day challenge earlier. So yeah, this is now day 10 as I record this episode of women that are going through 21-day challenge. Where at the end of this, they will have a plan to be able to really create the life that they truly want with the support of other women that are like them. So the next 21-day challenge I'll actually be ramping up for it in the next week or so. And right now, there are women on a wait list. Isn't that crazy? Women are just really responding to this 21-day challenge. And so right now, there's a wait list of, I think, around 20 women. There will be 21 spots for this 21-day challenge. That's it, 21 spots. And so if you would like to get on the wait list for the next one, doesn't mean that you're fully committed. But what that means is that when I go then to open up enrollment, and yes, there is tuition for this, but it is something that is available and open for all women. So those that are on the list will get first dibs. You'll have a 24-hour period to be able to register. Now, the last 21-day challenge, all the spots fill up in 7 days. With the excitement, anticipation, and the women that are now going through it and now we're sharing stuff, I really see this is going to fill up in about 48 hours or less. So if you want to get on the list for the next 21-day challenge, you get a spot to actually get in on that. I want you to email me, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, and just say, I want to get on the list, and I will add you to respond back. And then make sure you're checking email, because leading up to this, there will be a kind of hey, it's on this day, you'll have the chance, and then I'm going to drop the email, and then it's it's first come, first serve. So there you go. And also, too, for all of you that are not in the Journey to Feminine yet, this is my new free Facebook community. I'd love to have you join us. So go to Facebook, go to the search bar up at the top, type in The Journey to Feminine, request to be added to the group, and I'll be honored to have you be part of that. There are about 250 women that are now within the group, and it's amazing and beautiful, and I'd love to have you there, sister. So I will talk then on the next episode. A life of more is just one step away from you not taking yourself so seriously every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.